Hello, beautiful souls. Hello, beautiful trailblazers. I'm so excited to be here with you for our free training this week. It is all about why we fail as coaches. Hopefully this resonated with you. Maybe it'll draw you in. Maybe it sort of turned you off. I don't know. Either way, I'm here for it. But this isn't just about calling us out of just like why we fail. It's also about how we actually create soul-led success. So I am so excited. If you're here live, say hello. If you're here watching the replay, you can put replay or you can say hello regardless, right? This is your presence here means that you are ready for something more aligned, more impactful, more you, right? So who's here for it? Put a yes in the comments. Put a hi. Where are you coming in from? We always love to see and know. We have women globally. So I love that about this group and this space is that you are so taken care of and cheered on from all over the globe. How cool is that? I think that's pretty freaking cool. So, this is really this topic comes to me. All of the topics that I use come to me from my own personal experience, coaching other women through it, being here, just having the experience, right? And it usually comes in of just like, oh, what's the message that we need to go through, that we need to hear? And it's so funny because I do feel bad for Pilar sometimes. So everybody say hi to Pilar. She is your success advisor. She's actually, if you're here, we have so many beautiful new faces here. So welcome. But she is gonna be with us for our 5-day workshop that is happening next week that I'll talk a little bit about at the end of this. But we are here. I forgot my point of saying that. Hi, Pilar. But we are cheering you on, and this is really about honoring the space that you're in. Oh, that's what I was gonna say. I knew it. I knew it would come back to me. She like flows so beautifully with me because it's like we can have this plan of like, okay, and these are the trainings that will align with this, and there's the marketing, and then all of a sudden I'm like, oh, this is really like hitting hard. Like I've talked to so many women and this is what we're talking about, so I'll just be like, oh, we're gonna do this training, or oh, guess what, we have this event going on. So thank you, Pilar, and welcome to the mind of a visionary. I know that you guys can follow that and understand it because we have so many different ideas. So, but these truly do, like, they just anchor into what I've experienced of, how was it that I had experienced something so similar, obviously, to so many of you, and we continue to try to figure out, like, this isn't about strategy, this is about something deeper, actually. So I used to think, let me take you back here to the old paradigm of thinking, the old way of thinking and believing, that was anchored in, for better or worse, whatever, it just is, it's fine. But it anchored into, I used to think that if I just worked harder, if I followed the perfect strategy, if I like knew, right, showed up in the right way, like I would finally succeed, right? I would finally get it. I would finally succeed, whatever success means to you, right? Financially is always one of them, okay? Let's like not pussyfoot around this. It truly is. So, like, because financial free, it equals so much. It equals freedom. Finances equals like financial success. It offers freedom. It offers like adaptability. It offers like so many more resources. It offers you the ability to give back more, like so many things. So I like to identify that like success does mean financial. It means spiritual success. It means your health. It means your family relationships. It means a relationship with you. Okay. But I thought, I'm going to work harder. I'm just going to focus. Everything will fall in alignment. Here's the truth, right? I was trying to build my soul-led dream, my purpose, right? When I'm thinking about even now, like maneuvering and managing, I still have a coach. I love her. She's amazing. And I still make it mine. But like I was coming off of somebody else's blueprint. And that is, again, it is what it is. I did that in corporate, right? I constantly looked out look at the corporate world too, of just like how that was conditioned in, constantly looking to my mentors to see like, what do I need to do? How do I do this right? And many of them were not aligned. Some of them were aligned with my values and my belief systems, but many were not. And what that did was just leave me completely burned out, completely disconnected, and completely doubting myself. Like, what am I even doing, right? And I can even use that example of the in and outs of like so many, my three different, I think it was three, maybe four different businesses that I stepped my toe into and then backed right out. Anyways, another story for another time. So, today it's the, how to create this soul led success. I'm not giving you a blueprint. I just want to be clear about that. I'm giving you a process. And this is how I see all of my programs. I have 3 different programs. They all sort of like flow into each other. You'll see next week. It's beautiful during the 5-day workshop. But like, this is about giving you a process, this process that I went through in my 20 years of being a psychotherapist, of going through my own therapy, my own spiritual healing, my own spiritual mentors, my own energetic mentors, and in trainings and, all the certifications and stuff like that. So I give you this process that you then make your own, right? This is a process, not a roadmap, not a blueprint. It's a process. Is it strategically aligned? Yes. And you will hear this from any one of my clients. You will hear it from me. This is about taking it in. This is just a process that you can go to, make it yours. It has to come from authentic, like your authentic space. So, anyways, I just wanted to sort of set that foundation here, right? So as today we're going into, right, I'm walking you through the 5 hidden patterns that really keep us powerful women like you, like me for a long time, so many other women stuck in an old paradigm, an old way of thinking, an old way of believing, an old way of doing. And the soul aligned shifts that will help you change everything, right? I always say it's like our business isn't failing because we don't believe in it enough, because we didn't have this like great business. It's because we are trying to fit it into an old way of working that's not working for us, right? Who's with me, right? Put a yes in the comments. And if you ever felt like you were like, I'm doing all the right things and you're still not seeing the results, put like a fire emoji. Put some sort of emoji in the comments. I love emojis. Which one sings to your heart? Which emoji do you want to use today? Right? You're not seeing the results that you crave, and you're just like, what? I'm doing everything though, right? I'm doing everything. So let's look at this. When we're looking at the 5 reasons female, and specifically female, I am a women's empowerment expert. So all of my research goes into females. The feminine understanding and the feminine power. So I speak to female coaches. So when we're looking at this, it's so important to recognize. I'm hoping that you'll be seen, you'll be heard, you'll feel, like, hey, oh my gosh, I'm not alone in this. Okay, so that's my intention that I'm setting for you. So maybe setting your own intention. What do you want to learn from this? So let's dive into it. The 5 reasons female coaches often fail. And I know the big F word, that's scary. That's like, well, screw you, whatever it is, whatever kind of internal processing or resistance or like whatever is happening, just allow it to be, just be aware of it. But when we look at fail, that's a loaded word too, because I'm like, as long as you like learn something from it, it's not a failure. And that, anyways, we can go down that path another time. But our internal working is like, I'm doing everything right and I'm still not getting the results. That's what failure means in this aspect, right? So the first reason is that we're actually doing it for external validation over internal alignment, right? When you're researching everybody else's stuff, and there's nothing wrong with doing some market research and stuff like that, but when you're launching what's trendy and what's not true to you, it's not in alignment to you, it's just trendy. It's just like, oh, this is the biggest trend. This is what I have to do, blah, blah, blah. Like you're looking externally before you're even looking internally. That is a huge pit that we fall into, right? What does the community need? That's something that we're going to ask ourselves, but we first start from internal alignment, right? You are asking, will they like this? Will they come to this? Will they do this? Before, instead of like, is this aligned with who I really am? Right? Is this in alignment with what I want to do, what I believe in, what inspires me, right? That's where we want to start, from inspiration, from heart, always, right? We're doing it backwards often. You're looking externally first before even doing any of the internal work. And guess what? It's exhausting. That is freaking exhausting because you're not here to please everybody, first of all, right? And because it's, again, that old paradigm of like, am I doing it enough? Am I doing it good enough? I just got done recording one of my trainings for my Divine Feminine Mindfulness portion of my coaching program, my certification program. And we really talked about this like external validation and how it's a protective factor so that we're not dismissed or we're not judged or just how whatever fear comes up, right? We're not pushed out. I can't think of the word right now, but this, like, we want approval. We're looking for external approval and validation, and that is going to lead us to exhaustion. All right, it's not going to align. It's not going to get you further. Again, like I said, there's a time and a place where you want to go external, but it is not when you are creating something, anything, right? Like I think about this retreat that I just held over the last weekend. It was sold out, and it came from a place of inspiration. I'm like, oh my gosh. I mean, ask Pilar. I was like, hey, I'm thinking about doing this. Like it really, it's exciting, and it hit me, and it's inspirational, and I feel this. And she was like, oh, okay. And like over the weekend, I was like, here's the landing page. This is what we're doing. I already secured right? Like, and then like it was wild because I put it out there and it was like filled. It was almost filled, like almost immediately. So super cool. That's what gets to happen when you have that internal alignment. The second reason we fail, right? I hope that you're not feeling, I can't control how you feel, but like I hope you're not feeling attacked or anything. But like another reason why we fail, why female coaches fail, is that we're over hustling and we're over giving. We are over hustling and we're over giving. We are leaving the hustle culture behind and we are moving to the harmony culture. Who's with me? Put harmony in the comments. Harmony. We want harmony in our life, okay? Whether it's a person, no, it's an action. It's a feeling. And this over giving. You're giving so much that your soul just gets the scraps. Your family gets the scraps, like everything. You just keep on giving and keep on giving. And this actually comes from a place you're stuck in proving, in this like proving energy. I have to prove myself. I have to give enough. I have to give them so much that they see this value, right? And it's not noble. You're actually draining your magic. I want you to think about that. When you're over hustling, when you're over giving, which we often do, right? You're actually creating this, like you're draining the magic that will bring your ideal clients to you, that will bring you the flow that you're looking for, the success that you're looking for, the fulfillment that you're looking for. When you are in over hustling and over giving, it creates drainage, it creates resentments, it creates tiredness, exhaustion, right? So we are leaving the hustle and we're moving into harmony. We are done over giving and we are going to be inspired with our giving, and we're going to say no to certain things. Okay, who's with me? Put a yes in the comments. Hell yeah. Another reason why we fail, why female coaches fail, why we fail, why we are not seeing the success that we desire, okay, is that we're copy pasting strategies. We're copy pasting strategies instead of soul voice. This is what I'm talking about when we're like, I have the quick blueprint, you can do this, and you just plug this in and blah, blah, blah. When we do that, we are losing our soul voice, right? The moment you try to be like her, you actually lose the most magnetic thing about you, your authentic self, your truth, right? You are never meant to sound like a carbon copy of somebody else. Whether it's in my program or another coach's program, right? Yeah, it's great to have like here's like email templates and here's this and here's that. I've tried that. I've done that, right? I bought this whole like retreat package of just like, how do I market and how do I do this? And they're like, this is what sells and blah, blah, blah. Guys, I'm telling you this because I've been there. I've been there and I've tried it. You are not alone in this, right? So copy pasting strategies, you lose your authentic self. You were never meant to sound like a carbon copy of anybody else. And believe me, I would love the quick, fast way of just like give me the, give me the templates for whatever. That is why I actually hired because again, being able to create something, it's like sometimes we need a team. Sometimes I know for me I do. So being able to give somebody else my vision, I hired a real, like a soul led, heart led, very, very intuitive marketing strategist. And like, not strategist, what do I want to say, she does like all of my, oh my gosh, my marketing materials and stuff like that. She created my logo and stuff. So Sparrow and Spruce, just plugging that in there. She's amazing. And we go through this whole process, and she's, she goes into meditation, and we speak from soul, and she's like, what do you think of this? Right? Like, it's just so cool. So if you're going to do anything, create your own, like marketing materials and stuff in alignment with, an intuitive marketer, somebody who is very holistic. That's my recommendation anyways, if you're not going to do it yourself, because sometimes that can get a little much too, and you can go down the Canva like tunnel or whatever. So being able to recognize like you are meant to, and that's why I even say in my programs, like I literally do have like everything of like, this is what I used, and you will hear me say over and over and over and over, it's like, make it yours. Make it yours. It has to be yours. This is simply just like a framework, right? A process that we go through. So that's what you want to make sure of, is that you are being authentic to you. The fourth is leading with fear instead of vision and intuition. Leading with fear instead of vision and intuition. So being able to look at, like, fear says to play it safe, right? Your vision says make it sacred. So safe offers don't sell because they don't inspire you. They don't stir you. This is something that I have played with for so long, where it's like, my coach, again, love her, been with her for years because she keeps on expanding and I love it. She gives great, feedback and support and everything. She's holistic. So, anyways, there's this like, what do I want to say? She's like, you should be doing this as far as like marketing, very masculine stuff, right? Which I do need at times. So she's like, you need to have like, a 90-minute workshop every single month, or, a 5-day workshop, which I do love. I keep the 5-day workshops. Some of the people that I'm in there with, they have dropped the 5-day workshops because they don't like them and they went with something else that was more aligned with them. So being able to recognize, like, there are certain things where I'm like, I'm just going to plug it in here and let's see what happens. I'm going to plug it in here, and I'm not super inspired, right? So I haven't been inspired. So I dropped that. I'm like, I am not doing that anymore. Like, this really has to inspire me. And being able to recognize, like, this, when I am excited and stirred, just like the retreat I just held, right? When I am inspired, that brings in, that's like a magnet. That's like a laser beam. That's like what do I want to say? like a lighthouse, right? Like just like boom, the beam, a beam of light, right? Just like opening up and attracting everybody. And that's the energy field that we hold when we move from vision and intuition. And then the fifth way that we fail is that we are recognized, right? We're like, we have to be perfect, right? Perfect instead of authentic. So being the perfectionist instead of the authentic guide. Perfect coaches repel people. Okay. I just want to let you know, if you're not showing the raw, the real, the right, whether it's showing up for like Facebook, what do I want to say? Just like popping on and doing like a live about something that's happening, or maybe writing. There's so many different ways that we express ourselves. But if you're not expressing like everything, which again, a lot of people, even my coach, like some of them are just like, well, you can't really show up like that when you're going through it. Like you got to get your shit together and then you talk about it. I'm like, there's something very beautiful in just showing up and saying, this is what I'm working through. Like this is some heavy shit. Right? And that's what actually brings people in. Real guides create trust. Your humanity is your superpower. I want you to think about that. Right? Your humanity is your superpower. We are looking for people that can relate to us, right? When you're thinking about your clients, they want somebody that's been there, that's done it, that can feel them and see them and understand them, right? And if you're perfect, and not showing like shit, this is hard, right? Um, it's hard to connect with you, right? So I want to put it in the comments, just sort of reflecting on these. Which one of these patterns hits home for you, right? Tell me, put it in the comments. Is it the, which one hits home? The pattern, the external validation? Are you caught in external validation? Are you caught in over hustling or over giving? Put that in the comments. Are you caught in copy and pasting strategies? Well, this works, so I'm just going to do it exactly like this, blah, 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 without even engaging in any kind of like authentic statements or authenticity. Copy and pasting. Are you leading from fear instead of intuition and vision? Right? Are you being the perfectionist instead of the authentic guide? So put it in the comments. We want to hear from you. Once we call it out, then we can shift it, right? We have to be aware that this is what is happening so that we, and without shame, right? With just complete curiosity and compassion, being open to that. And then we get to choose, how do we want to move forward differently? So, on that note, let's talk about shifting into the new paradigm. So, when we're looking at this, right, I sort of like hinted into these during the first part when we were identifying some of the old paradigms and where we stay stuck and why we fail, why we're not seeing the success that we want. Shifting into a new paradigm. This is where we're going. So, the first one is about align first, build second. You want to align yourself first and then build, right? Build from your inner truth, not outer pressure. When you align with your inner truth, the offer writes itself, right? The program writes itself. It all flows. Get into like and there are different rituals that you can do to sort of get into alignment, but really it's just, and everybody has their own. I remember when I was creating my programs, I was sort of just looking at all of these things. I spread out my books, I look at the things, and I'm like, okay, put that aside because that's more of the logical, right? I'm like, okay, I know all of these things. What was my path? Like, what helped me to move through this process? And what is it that I want and then like, what is it that I want to share with the world of my process? So we align from our inner truth, right? What has helped me? Where was I stuck? What kind of tools do I have? Like all of that. So building from your inner truth, not the pressure of like, what will they need? It's what do I want to create? Now, there is part of this, and I can get into human design stuff that like you wait for the invitation. You wait, that's part of my human design. So I built my initial product and my initial, and then like the other, some people will be like, I would really love to learn this from you or that from you, and I'm like, okay, is that aligned, right? And I always go internally, always. Like I can have the invitation, somebody will be like, this is a really good thing, like that's really cool, I want to know about this, I want to understand it. Like, do I want to do this? Is that something that I want to do? And with everything that I have, all my like 3 programs, so I have my Legacy Foundation, I have my Legacy Builders, and then I just recently last year started the certification program, and now going through a couple cohorts here. So beautiful, everything has aligned. So but again, it's aligning with you first. The second way into shifting into this new paradigm is that you honor energy and worthiness, right? You get to thrive, you get to rest. Your value is not in your productivity or your output, it is in you, your being, who you are, your spiritual gifts. Right? I remember during my first 6 months, and I have a spiritual gifts assessment. If you want it, message me. I can send it over to you, and it goes through like all the different ways, it goes even deeper into each spiritual gift. But yeah, definitely message myself or message Pilar, and we'll get that over to you. But I know for the first 6 months, at least, it was like every single day, journaling and everything. I would say my worth lies within my spiritual gifts of compassion, positivity, and humor. My worth lies within my spiritual gifts, not my productivity, not how much I put out, not how much blah, 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 blah. My spiritual gifts of compassion and positivity and humor. Okay? So you want to anchor that in. The third is that you create from your essence. You are the brand, you are the transmission. When you speak from your soul, the right people feel it. This is your essence, right? This is your authenticity. This is you showing up in your most authentic form. And people see that and understand it. You will see in a lot of my photos, right? My professional photos, especially. I bring in very soul aligned, open, just beautiful souls. That's the inner work that just like attracts to help me with my photos. And like I am, so she gives me different like ways of just like, this is how I see you, and this is, but like, what do you want? Like what grabs your attention? And just like getting really curious about that. Like so yeah, you'll see in a lot of my pictures, I'm like, all right, this is like me being excited. Like I'm a very positive, excited person. I have a lot of energy. So there's that. We're creating from our essence. Also, let's lead with vision and intuition, right? That's the shift into the new paradigm, is leading with vision and intuition. Many times we were told that because our intuition doesn't make sense, that it's not right or it's not good or that we should question it, right? But your intuition is so powerful here. That's that deep knowing, this is the direction that I'm going in. So your vision, remembering that your vision is sacred, I want you to put that in the comments. My vision is sacred. My vision is sacred. And then being able to recognize that my intuition is strategy. So we're trusting it like the compass that it is, right? Your intuition is your compass. And finally, this shift is about being the guide, not the guru, not the perfectionist, not the, we're in this world together. We are traveling together. We are journeying together. Your job isn't to be perfect. It is actually to walk side by side with your clients. I remember so many of my, when I was in the corporate world, even in like the healing, because I was in the corporate world within treatment centers, right? So this is about healing. I was often told, like, be stoic, you do not show your emotions, like they'll run all over you. And that just so went against everything that I am. I'm highly sensitive, I'm very passionate, I'm very connected, and I show emotions and I feel deeply, right? Anybody else in here highly sensitive? Put a yes in the comments. Put highly sensitive in the comments. Raise your hand, whatever it is. So that felt foreign to me. That felt not in alignment with me. And that's why, when I'm in session, when I'm teaching, when I'm ending or leading a retreat that's happened, like, over this past retreat that I led, where it was just like I was crying with like gratitude and joy, and watching all of these other women connecting and crying with them. Just so beautiful. So being able to like walk beside your clients as they rise, right? So that's the shift. That is this internal body, mind, soul. Like your soul's always there, but like shifting energetically. So let's take a moment here. You might want to put your hand over your heart center, take a nice deep breath. Where have you been building from fear or force? Just taking a moment to reflect. Where have you been building from fear or force? And where is your soul asking you to lead differently? Where is your soul asking to lead differently? Put it in the chat, put it in the comments. Right? It's so important to reflect, right? So, remembering that you are never meant to squeeze or mold or contort yourself into an outdated mold of what success was identified to us, right? You are all trailblazers. You are all rising to that if you're not already there, right? You are here to actually build a new paradigm, one that feels like freedom, truth, one that feels like your legacy. The old paradigm says that you have to earn your place. And the new paradigm, you already are the place. You're the portal, you are the magic, right? You've just been taught to doubt it. We are releasing that doubt. We're kicking it to the curb. Sayonara. We no longer need you. We're creating a new paradigm. So, if today's message stirred something in you, if you're ready to build a business, whether it's from the ground up, or you feel like it hasn't, you haven't been seeing the success that you've been wanting lately, right? Or ever, if you want to build a business that's soulful, that's spacious, that's successful in your terms, then join my free 5-day workshop. It starts on Monday. It's the 5 days to create your soul aligned coaching business. And we start Monday. It is going to be a place where fire meets soul. So get ready. Get ready to ignite. Get ready to expand. Get ready to get curious. And get ready to create a new paradigm, a new reality for you. So, sending you so much love and light. And always remember, right? Just like live your legacy, change the world. That's what you were meant to do. So, we will see you for the free workshop on Monday. Mwah!